I guess I have a split personality in that I consider my home to be in the mountains. Um, I was raised in Calgary, but probably spent well over half my time in Lake Louise, Banff, the Bow Valley. Currently now reside in Canmore, where we've had a previously had a second residence, and now we're living full time. You still need to have that interaction, whether it's online or in person, to actually see, feel, touch, be able to speak with, hear the stories, capture the sentiment, capture the verbal history. And without having an institution like the Alberta Sports Hall of Fame to do that, then we lose something. So that's why, to me, it's so important to see the fundraising efforts that go on, the golf tournament, the efforts, and so I fully support every effort for anybody to please consider a contribution, a donation, because our history is who we are. It's the fabric of who we are, and it's terribly, terribly important. Knowing where we've come from and where we go to, or gives us an idea of where we need to go. We have a strong, very, very strong history of sports in Alberta, and in many different and sometimes unusual ways. Who would have expected that Alberta would be known as a hotbed of basketball for women's sport? With the Edmonton Grads. We know that we have an enormous base and tremendous interest in hockey and curling. We also have a similar enormous base and tremendous interest in alpine skiing, which is the one that's close to me. And reflecting on those pioneers that helped build the sport, those people that have invested enormous amounts of time and energy into ensuring that we have mountain resorts, that we have events that are important at every level, from kids events that have been run for 30, 40, 50 years to major international competitions. The to celebrate those efforts and acknowledge those people who have put that effort in is also something, it's important to those that have put in selflessly to help build what we are today. And it's also an indication to those that are currently investing their time, their energy, and their effort that this is important. It's important to the community. It's important to the kids. I grew up here, and my father was at the medical school at the University of Calgary, but the mountains were very important for us, and especially ski racing ran through. My mother was very involved in the sport and ensured that all of us, I had three siblings and myself, were all involved in ski racing. And that community of spending time on the hill with people, coaches, Mike Wigley was very influential and is of heli skiing fame, and also at Lake Louise. Many friends who we skied together, raced together. The families, that community was extremely important. And then beyond that, especially as I moved to higher levels and into the World Cup and the Olympics, the strength of the sport community that supported us all the way through, from the club into the province, Alberta Alpine, and then to the Canadian Alpine Ski Team, where at that time we had very, very strong contingent from Alberta. I guess the fun fact that I would share of my background is that it's a bit of a peak in that says how I'm not a young guy anymore. In a year from now, just over a year from now, we'll be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first World Cup win for men in alpine skiing. Um, the interesting additional fact to that, which is actually not widely understood or well known, is that my win, which was in December 7th, 1975, was actually the first World Cup win by a Canadian man in any sport.